Hi everyone, and welcome to the ZILHive Accelerator Demo Day of Batch 2021 to 2022. I'm your host Alicia, and I am thrilled to be sharing the stage today with so many talented founders. So right before we delve into the good stuff, let's get everyone up to speed. The ZILHive Accelerator aims to cultivate the 8 most promising teams on Zilliqa, with the sole intention to inject fresh and high-yield projects to continuously grow our community. Based in countries all around the globe, from Costa Rica to Japan, our multi-talented founders will be showcasing an inspiring variety of projects for us today. From NFT gaming to user-friendly DeFi dashboards to even a no-loss lottery, the possibilities are truly endless. So for those of you who managed to catch that highlight montage at the start of the event, you'd know that the past 6 months have been packed with an exciting array of activities indeed. So how do these projects tie into the wider Zilliqa ecosystem at the end of the day? And where are we as a community headed towards in 2022? I'm so excited to hand the time over to Dr. Ben, CEO of Zilliqa, to share his vision and his thoughts about what's to come in the year ahead.
It's great to be here. I'm Ben Lifshitz, the CEO of Zilliqa Research. It's wonderful to welcome all of you to the ZILHive Demo Day. It's great to be here. Happy New Year. I wanted to share some of the ideas as well as some of the priorities we now have at Zilliqa Research, just to give you a little bit of background. And I think some of it will be helpful, for you during not only the rest of the day, but hopefully the rest of the year as well. So just to cover some of the priorities, as you might have heard from the news, from Twitter, sources like that, we are in the process of expanding the Zilliqa team quite aggressively. We are interviewing people seemingly every single day for top technical positions, business positions, and then of course a few things here and there in the middle as well. So we're quite busy and have been for the past couple of months doing all of that, and that's very important for us going into the new year because we are in a fairly competitive landscape. There are a number of other capable blockchains in the L1, layer 1 space, and we are very keen to make sure that we do better in the new year and improve our ability to deliver and to leapfrog the competition as we do that as well. So certainly that's been one priority for us, but not the only one. So as you might have seen from some of the recent announcements, we're expanding into new domains at Zilliqa Research. You might have seen announcements related to the NFT marketplace. That's certainly one area of focus for us. Going into the new year, we are welcoming some of the challenges that are in that domain, and we are confident that by combining exciting technology and some of the business execution, we can deliver results that are better than what we see out there in terms of the competition. In addition to that, you might have seen announcements related to the metaverse, and of course, this is something that's on many people's minds in 2021 as well as 2022. We are keen to make sure that we are an aggressive player in that space, as some of these things take us to kind of domains such as, let's say, luxury NFTs, as well as other areas such as gaming, play-to-earn games. A lot of these ideas and developments are really quite exciting to us. And of course, as a fast layer 1 with a relatively cheap kind of execution model, we are well positioned to deliver on a number of these fronts. past. And wanted to mention that to just kind of give you a sense of what we are thinking about in Zilliqa research every single day. And of course, last but not least, it's very important to point out that these days, for layer one blockchain, it's really the strength of the community, which comes in part, in significant part really, from the strength of projects that are building on the blockchain itself. And so while we've had a number of successes in the past, we're keen to, get better teams who are building on our blockchain, and this is really where you come in. So we welcome your ingenuity, we welcome your technical strength, we welcome the strength of your business ideas, and this is really how we get, stronger together. This is how we get to more users. This is how we excite them. This is how we build a stronger community, and this is how we have get better outcomes as well. When it comes to the community, I also wanted to mention a few specific things that we are keen to accomplish in 2022. We are fairly keen to give a little bit more structure to our community interactions, as well as ways in which the community helps not only us at Zilliqa Research, but also users of the blockchain, as well as builders who are operating on the blockchain, such as yourselves. It's very important for us to harness the ambassador program. So going into the new year, we are going to give a lot more structure to it, give a lot more definition to it. And of course, some of these things will be important for you who are building on Zilliqa as well. As part of our day-to-day interactions, it's also important to make sure that we, cover some of the some of the kinds of participants that we might not have seen in prior years. So, for instance, we are speaking to people like artists as well as fashion designers, seemingly every other day these days when it comes to things like NFTs and the metaverse. These people, of course, are interesting and important to connect with. And of course, as these people become part of our community at Zilliqa, it's also the fact that some of them will be available to you to give you advice, to give you feedback, to give you ideas on how to attract users, how to basically make sure that your communities around your dApps are strong and also overlap with our community at Zilliqa as well in interesting ways. So that's the majority of what I wanted to cover, but last but not least, I also wanted to mention some of the domains that are quite important to us. So we'll be, combining, our tech that's already quite robust, but it's only going to get better with some of the, interesting domains out there in exciting ways. So, for instance, we are quite keen to beef up our offering on the technical side. We'll be releasing a roadmap of some of the technical developments in the first quarter of 2022. And as we do that, you'll see some of the ideas that we are thinking about and have been for the past several months. We are also, expanding our kind of applicability, let's say, to new types of participants in an effort to grow the mindshare, to grow the number of people who are aware of Zilliqa and who are promoting Zilliqa in interesting ways. So, for instance, we are going quite aggressively into the esports domain, where there's a bit of a captive audience around some of these esports projects. So you might have seen announcements related to, for example, ninjas in pajamas. And I think there'll be more and more of these things happening in the year as well. So if you have ideas related to these kinds of domains, we welcome those things as well. So congratulations once again to the 8 wonderful teams who are, part of this cohort. I welcome all of you, and I welcome your ideas and ingenuity in the new year. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much for that, Dr. Ben. We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for all the upcoming developments as we continue to expand and scale to new heights. Now, let's give it up for Hey Alfie, the only smart dashboard you'll need to manage all of your dApps, to give you a comprehensive and seamless overview of your entire crypto portfolio.
Hello everyone, my name is Mo, and together with my teammates, we are Hey Alfie, your crypto all-in-one. Crypto and decentralized finance has said to be nascent. It's still early. We've yet to reach mass adoption. This is where a huge problem exists. The biggest barrier to entry when it comes to DeFi is that it's too complex and confusing for the average user to grasp. Complicated concepts and trends contribute to the confusing user experience of DeFi. Even experienced users find it difficult to keep up. These hindrances make it a juxtaposition to what DeFi aims to bring about: inclusion. I've pulled a screenshot of my own DeFi experience here. And this is my crypto stack. Although it has significantly dropped in fiat value the past months, you can see how much money I don't have. Daily, I would check my balances across different platforms and from time to time admire the NFTs I own, often toggling between screens and windows to find out how my portfolio is doing. Now, unlike my wife, I don't own a spreadsheet that keeps track of all my assets and its performances. Instead, I thought to myself, there must be a better way. Meet Hey Alfie, your crypto butler. We are a smart dashboard that allows users to manage, invest, and borrow digital assets all in one place. Premium users will be able to understand their portfolio in a single view by connecting all their wallets to the dashboard. These users can then claim staking and farming rewards via our platform. Currently, the platform supports claiming of staking and liquidity pool rewards and will be supporting more dApps as the ecosystem expands. Users can then invest in projects and tokens by allowing the platform to source for the best rates possible across different decentralized exchanges. We will be adding more exchanges in the following weeks to come. Lastly, users can then borrow up to 40% of their stake tokens at a 0% interest. We're looking into providing liquidity for assets that can be staked. This aims to solve the mandatory unbonding period and price volatility faced by many delegators when staking. Users can then pay back the amount borrowed to claim back their assets before an expiry date. This is currently still under development. We are looking to help the 200 million crypto users out there, just like me, to navigate through crypto with ease, in this case, without a spreadsheet. Being a freemium dashboard, the platform earns from the sale of NFTs that act as a proof of membership. This membership allows access to premium features such as a multi-wallet connect, interacting with selected dApps with ease, and also the ability to sync up their central exchange accounts to the platform. The platform will also earn the rewards distributed for the stake tokens during the user's borrow period. We recently launched a beta version of the Hey Alfie dashboard and have received positive feedback from the community. We've gained a 500% increase in connected wallets over the past 60 days and have grown our social engagement by more than 400%, but we've yet to start. Our beta users have given us constructive feedback over the course of 2 months, and we're looking to improve the platform as the journey progresses. We have a whole bunch of features planned to realize the vision for Hey Alfie and have recently launched the full version of the Hey Alfie app, packed with easy-to-use features that will allow users to explore crypto more efficiently. We're a team with more than 15 years of combined experience in fintech and app development. We are also average crypto users trying to solve the problem we face every day ourselves. So feel free to get in touch with me should you want to find out more about Hey Alfie or believe you can contribute to its success. Thank you.
Thank you, Mo, for that lovely introduction of Hey Alfie. If you have any further questions or you'd like to chat with the team to find out more, do make sure you stay till the end for the Q&A and networking segment happening right here on Hopin. Up next, here's Access sharing their vision to revolutionize the ticketing industry through NFTs, ensuring that users will never have to worry about paying exorbitant secondary prices for their events ever again.
Guys, my name is Mihir. I'm the co-founder of Access. We want to help large-scale festivals build communities and tokenize ticketing. Now, in the event space, over 80% of all the revenue is generated by a handful of hardcore fans called festies. Now, these festies are also responsible for bringing in over 69% of all the event attendees, either directly or indirectly. Despite this, most events actually don't spend a lot of time building these communities because it's a very challenging thing to do. And additionally, secondary markets in terms of ticketing are a big challenge for these events themselves, mainly driven by scalpers and bots who buy up all the tickets and put them on the secondary market with over 300% markups. Now, this revenue does not even go to the events themselves. In 2019, $10 billion worth of secondary market fraud was seen in Ticketmaster alone, and over 13% of these defrauded attendees said that they would never go back to the event. Now, you don't need me to tell you why that would be a bad thing. Enter access. We want to solve these challenges by giving events complete control over the distribution. With the help of NFTs, the events will be able to develop an online community that will increase their revenue potential and build new sales and marketing channels that will allow them to grow faster. With the help of royalties from the secondary market, royalties from the smart contracts, they'll be able to recapture revenue from the secondary markets. And finally, with controlled distribution, you'll be able to prevent fraud by preventing scalpers, bots, and other suspicious individuals from holding your tickets. Here is a demo of our ticketing solution. As an event organizer, you can just sign up and set up your event. You can also launch tickets against your event and set resale permissions. Do you want everyone to be able to resell them? No one. Or custom addresses to be able to resell them that you have verified. Now, as an attendee, you can look at the event, select the number of tickets you want to buy, see if you want any add-ons, and enter your credit card information and buy the tickets. As simple as that. Now, this is only part of the ecosystem that we are developing. The other part involves the actual community aspect of it. Ideally, by the end of next year, we want to build an ecosystem where you're able to enter and look at all the things you can do to contribute to the event itself. And you'll be able to earn access tokens for engaging with your community, volunteering, or doing some marketing work. And then with these access tokens, you can buy tickets, NFTs, or other memberships that you'll use. You can either put them on the secondary marketplace or redeem them for experiences yourself. Each user will also be given an NFT that will morph according to your own personal experience, making each NFT completely unique. And you'll be able to go on and look for other events that you can participate in. Now, in terms of the business model, we want to start by charging a service fee for each music festival who are using our tool and platforms. We're using our platforms and tools. Additionally, we'll also be charging royalties on the ticket sales as well as the NFTs. Our SOM, which is the Southeast Asia events market, which includes concerts, music festivals, and other online events, is valued at about $10 billion and is one of the fastest growing in the world, making it truly the best spot to be in the right time. We are super excited to announce that we're currently working with a large-scale festival with over 10,000 participants every year, and we're building the tools that they are using to develop an ecosystem of rewards and perks for their NFTs. Additionally, we're also building the NFT ticketing module that will be used by them for the actual event. In terms of the timeline, we plan to roll out our first NFTs for our pilot program by Q2 2022. And also, we plan to develop our utility tools that are being used to provide value to different NFT tokens. By Q4 2022, we want to have completed building our ecosystem, which is marked by the completion of our marketplace, and also onboarded a couple of music festivals and all gone through our funding round. Now, the team has a lot of experience dealing with blockchain as well as data. Our advisors and pilot partners are veterans in the event space, making us a well-rounded team. What you're currently looking for now are strategic partners who can help us connect with music festivals or events in Asia, US, or Europe, or help us connect with influencers who plan on entering the event space. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Mihir. After living in the new normal for close to 2 years and with travel slowly resuming, we're all really excited to see where the events industry is headed with all these new developments. Coming up next, we would like to introduce you to Cherokia, a startup aiming to empower communities and institutional participants with a decentralized non-gaming prediction market to transfer risk and hedge against hazards.
Welcome to the Cherokia Retail Prediction Market. My name is Chase Raz and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Cherokia. Let's begin. At Cherokia, we recognize that the business of risk transfer has its challenges. You could say risk transfer is broken. In more plain language, there are a lot of things that can go wrong. A lot of risks people and businesses are powerless to hedge against. There's either no insurance for the specific type of risk, or there's a coverage gap, or access to the insurance is restricted. And if you do get insurance, there's uncertainty around the adjuster's determinations. Will we get a payout? How much? And when? In other words, there's an ample amount of unaddressed risk exposure, and that creates market opportunity. Now, I'm based out of Florida in the United States, and we get some pretty monstrous hurricanes, but an even larger number of close calls, the ones where businesses don't close and can't trigger interruption insurance. But how much does an unrealized hurricane threat cost the local restaurateur as people divert spending to shelf-stable foods? How much does it cost businesses in lost productivity as employees prepare around the clock? This is where the Cherokia prediction market comes in. We're a non-gaming prediction market which enables the making or countering of societal, environmental, and catastrophic event predictions that truly matter to people. The prediction market is working to become automated, using APIs and oracles to supply our smart contracts with data. All non-verifiable or untrustworthy intermediaries will therefore be mitigated. Parametric event triggers determine if a made prediction occurs or not. This enables exposure to new risk types for decentralized finance participants. These DeFi participants individually predict against coverage-seeking predictions that are unlikely events, or they acquire diversified collections of counter-predictions. If a prediction doesn't occur, they receive the funds back plus the prediction premium. But when a prediction does occur, the prediction maker will receive the entire allocation, thereby successfully transferring the risk exposure to those who sought it out and diversified against it. Of course, speculative predictions are also possible, which is ideal for researchers testing prediction models in a way that's quantified and immutable. Best of all, the prediction market is already well in development. We've concluded a closed beta test, are adding more prediction events such as seen here, and are heading towards an open beta. The technology works with functioning smart contracts and a user-friendly interface like this view for making and countering predictions. We're ready to begin opening up the platform on a larger scale, not only to those seeking risk transfer, but also those testing predictive models. For those academic-based participants, the leaderboard, seen here, is an important feature for tracking and quantifying the success rate of forecasting models. And our team is experienced and ready. The team has cross-functional experience in investment banking, risk management, insurance law, economics, software development, and marketing. Furthermore, all of the executives have over a decade of experience within their disciplines, and combined, they have a diverse background spanning 3 continents. But Cherokia itself doesn't end with just the retail prediction market. In fact, the retail prediction market is a novel data collection source that empowers Cherokia as an analytical provider of parametric pricing for industry use. Think about that. Currently, many of these events can't be priced or are imprecise, and that leads to the problem that we opened with, especially because the traditional risk transfer participants won't touch them. Applying prediction market pricing data to the alternative risk transfer industry will help us disrupt the existing model. The pricing learned from retail predictions will power a business-to-business direct risk transfer market, opening up coverage for those seeking it, and new risk exposure for businesses interested in new coverage markets. But let's head back to the prediction market itself. In order to facilitate its further development, we're seeking $500,000 of funding. We're looking for funding partners that are as excited as we are about what can be accomplished with this non-gaming prediction market. We're also seeking scaling partnerships to expand our reach deeper into distributed ledger technology. We're looking to partner with blockchains, smart wallets, bridges, and oracle providers. And certainly, We're seeking regulatory partnerships in Switzerland, Singapore, and beyond that can help us ensure regulatory compliance with our no KYC prediction market. So give us a try in our open beta and join us on this journey. I'd like to open the floor up for questions, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Chase, for bringing us through the story of Cherokia and where they're headed towards. So now delving a little bit more into the Web3 side of things, I would love to introduce Tyron and their vision to give users control over their online data through their self-sovereign identity. Over to you, Julio.
Mari, I'm Zilliqa. I'm an engineer and the founder of Tyron. Tyron is a network built with blockchain technologies. Its purpose is to decentralize your data, giving the power back to you. With the Self-Sovereign Identity Protocol, you can join our digital communities and empower your activism to reach out further based on a collective community effort to solve our current and future issues. The biggest problem we face is data centralization. Every time we want to interact with a new company, we have to create a new account, giving them our private data, personal information over and over again. When the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal happened, I knew we had to do something to decentralize the data management away from private companies and the big tech. In this context, the Self-Sovereign Identity Protocol was born. However, data centralization is not only about social media companies manipulating your data, because usually banks also control our assets and they can create financial silos. As pointed out by Bitcoin, banks are single points of failure. For example, here in Argentina, people remember the last financial crisis when banks restricted access to the dollar savings, which many, including my family, never got back. Tyron wants to take decentralization to a new level by giving you a user account that is a decentralized identity with a smart contract wallet. Your account address is not just a random string of letters and numbers like most other wallets. You can give your Tyron account a user-friendly name, which is itself a unique, non-fungible token that grants you social recovery and manages your verifiable credentials, including your memberships and privileges in our digital communities. The Tyron network is live on the Zilliqa blockchain platform, and you can access it through the SSI browser. Your decentralized identity makes your data censorship resistant. On Tyron, you are in control. In your public identity, you can showcase information like your websites, cryptocurrency addresses, and soon all your NFTs. With your decentralized identity keys, you can create digital signatures to authenticate yourself without a middleman. With your smart contract wallet, you can receive, hold, and trade your tokens. On Tyron, you can access passive income through decentralized finance applications such as the Tyron governing and profit sharing community, sales swap, staking, and more. With the MustPool domain, communities can achieve self-determination and have a recurrent income stream through donations and subscriptions. And that's the market we're going after. With DIDX orders, we can provide innovative financial services that are not possible yet, like decentralized subscriptions and remittances. Both combined have a total addressable market of $1.5 trillion by 2025. So how are we going to capture this market? With a sovereign identity decentralized approach empowering our communities. Being self-sovereign means no need to pay intermediaries when executing transactions. However, when you want to set a future order, like a subscription, Tyron can do it for you, and all fees will be shared with our profit-sharing community. The subscriptions market is expected to reach a size of $500 billion by 2025. And charging a small fee means a potential revenue stream of billions of dollars to share with our profit-sharing community. It's been a year and a half with a lot of development since we started with ZILHive Innovation Grants. A few weeks ago, on the 11th of November, we launched the Tyron network along with the SSI browser. Something to highlight is the Donate app, which enables you to make donations to Tyron on every transaction and accumulate X points. 10% of these donations will get sent to the UN World Food Programme. We believe in helping those that need it the most, especially children. Soon, we will be launching the Tyron Governing and Profit Sharing Community, and you are welcome to join us. To do so, you will need Tyron tokens, as well as Singapore dollars and your travel rule. Thanks.
Thanks, Julio. With all this talk about the metaverse lately, it's safe to say that SSI technology and the cultivation of individual ownership over our digital assets will become increasingly important as communities begin to venture down this path. On that note, it's only fitting that I introduce our next startup, Ultimate Franchise Fantasy Sports, or UFFS for short. They're a mature player in the Zilliqa ecosystem, bringing athletes, franchises, and fans together in the world's first digital fantasy sports ecosystem. Take it away, Andrea.
People invest quite a lot of time, money, and emotion into their favorite sports teams and athletes. We have seen how ecstatic people become when their team scores and how devastated they feel if a key player is hurt. People are also increasingly invested in non-fungible tokens or NFTs. We tapped into these passions and trends and combined them by creating fantasy sports leagues on the Zilliqa blockchain. We are Ultimate Franchise Fantasy Sports. I'm Andrea Ellis, a co-founder of UFFS, the first professional fantasy sports league built on blockchain technology. I want to tell you why we believe this is one of the best ideas to enter the crypto space yet. At the outset, we were inspired by CryptoKitties. One of their NFTs sold for $170,000 US. We were very impressed, but wondered how it could hold or increase in value. We identified ways to give NFTs ongoing utility and value by combining them with fantasy sports. Sports NFTs have really taken off in popularity in the last year, including NBA Top Shots, but they don't have a lot of utility and it's difficult to say how they can maintain or grow in value. We are combining sports, NFTs, and using decentralized finance and utilizing the metaverse to set ourselves apart. UFFS Sports was founded in 2019 by 10 founders in Western Canada. We started our first fantasy sports league with a Microsoft spreadsheet and a big dream of being the most competitive and high-stakes fantasy sports league in the world. We began building on the Ethereum blockchain in 2019, but decided to switch to Zilliqa in 2020. We are minting a very high volume of NFTs to represent each athlete in every sport in the world. This is much faster and more economical on the Zilliqa blockchain. In May 2021, we launched our coin, Score. We had 2 private sales, one day after the other, which both sold out in under a minute. Its chief use case is the purchase of franchises and digital athlete NFTs, but we will be creating more utility consistently. When you own a franchise in our league, we attempt to make it as realistic as owning a real professional sports franchise. Owners create a full brand, including professional names, logos, social media accounts, uniforms, and merchandise. They compete for huge prize pools and amazing life-size trophies. These franchises and the attached athletes are actual digital property. This is why we use the hashtag #YouOwnTheGame. When we launched our project, we sold our hockey franchises through an auction for an average of $200 US. When the NHL expanded, we also expanded, and that franchise sold for $10,000. We have set a new record sale of $80,000 US to current and past hockey stars. So, how do we explain our rapid success? Ingenuity at every turn to make the experience realistic, competitive, and thrilling. Fantasy sports, NFTs, and online gaming are growing fast. The fantasy sports market size was valued at $18.6 billion in 2019 and is expected to reach $48.6 billion by 2027. As of May 21st, 2021, the NFT market cap was $17.9 billion. Esports revenue will exceed $1 billion per year in 2021 and is growing at a rate of 20% per year. There are other great projects in our space taking advantage of these hot industries, but we are doing more. These are some of the amazing athletes who believe in our vision. Some of them have become franchise owners in the sports league, and they are going to sell their NFTs on our marketplace. We are creating a complex digital sports ecosystem, and we are bringing crypto and DeFi to the sports world. Our upcoming Sports Swap platform will allow holders to stake for competitive APYs, will allow the staking of score to earn various in-game currencies for the different leagues, and we will provide traditional liquidity pool farming opportunities as the primary pair with partner tokens such as athlete and fan-centric tokens. All liquidity pool rewards will be paid in score only. We generate revenue through player and franchise auctions, transaction fees, DeFi fees, and through the sales of collectible NFTs on our marketplace, Ultimate Sports NFTs. Our next steps are partnering with industry leaders, onboarding athletes, adding enticing features to our platform, taking UFFS cross-chain, and focusing on platform compatibility with the gaming and metaverse spaces. We are looking for partners. We are looking for investors because we want to raise $5 million. We will use $1 million to list score on major crypto exchanges, $1.5 million to solicit key athletes, and $2.5 million for platform development and metaverse integration. We welcome new relationships and partners that can help us build the digital sports world together with the athletes and fans that make sports so powerful. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for sharing, Andrea. Next up, we have Invopay, a B2B lending platform aiming to help small to medium businesses scale and grow, whilst allowing investors to contribute and earn lucrative yield at the very same time.
Hi everyone, my name is Julian and I'm a co-founder at Invopay. We're a peer-to-peer lending platform with a mission to help small to medium businesses grow globally. And we have a greater vision to build a lending ecosystem where borrowers, lenders, and token holders are one and the same. So at the start of 2020, I actually launched my very own small business. I made my first big deal and with a client and thought, fantastic, I can hire my first team member. Unfortunately though, I realized I'll have to wait 3 months before getting paid. And this has been my biggest issue ever since. Quicker payments for better cash flow. And it turns out I'm not alone. The number one problem for SMEs is cash flow. And as small business owners, we are always thinking about getting paid quicker. We're also thinking about how can we delay paying vendors and get working capital loans if needed. So it's a really big problem. Publicly available stats show that 99% of companies incorporated in Singapore are SMEs. And based on a CB Insight study, 38% of these SMBs failed due to cash flow problems, 40% don't have access to bank loan facilities, and 46% find the cost of financing to be unaffordable. And that's why we created Invopay. We want to improve existing SME lending solutions by incorporating blockchain technology to make the solution faster, accessible, and cheaper. And we'll offer 3 solutions: invoice financing, purchase order financing, and working capital lending. And why blockchain? We can offer USPs that traditional lending businesses can't provide, and we'll have a first mover advantage. To name a few, we can offer both fiat and crypto lending options to SMEs. We can issue utility or governance tokens and have the potential for a future decentralized model. So how does the platform actually work? On the left-hand side, we have investors who can deposit stablecoins. And on the right-hand side, we have the SMEs who can borrow in fiat. The borrowers will repay the lenders in fiat, and the investors will receive a yield. Invopay operates as the middleman between the two, managing risk, security, payment gateways, and compliance. And our business model is really simple. We will take a transaction fee for introducing borrowers to lenders and lenders to borrowers. We aspire to launch an Invopay utility token for the community, which would act as a reward program, allowing those lenders, borrowers, and token holders to become one and the same. So now we're going to walk you through our platform. We'll first log in as an SME customer and upload an invoice to be financed. We're going to upload an invoice we sent to Amazon for $15,000. And based on the risk profile of this business, they can borrow $12,000. So at this point, this is all in crypto wallets on our custodian, and the customer can transfer the 12,000 XSUD immediately into their predefined bank account. And now we'll log into our platform as an investor. We're going to assume that we already have 10,000 XSGD on the platform, and we're going to allocate that to the liquidity pool 1, which yields 11% APY. At the end of the period, they can claim their principal plus yield of 11% and reinvest or deposit it back into their account. So how big is the actual market opportunity? The total available market in APAC is $288 billion. The serviceable available market in Singapore is $17 billion. And if we can just capture 1% of that market, that is $170 million as our serviceable obtainable market. And regarding our competition, the banks have traditionally cornered the SME lending space. Fintechs have aimed to improve their business model by providing faster and cheaper services. However, Invopay is the only fintech in Singapore in the SME lending space to utilize blockchain as a pillar in the building of our product offerings. And our go-to market strategy will focus on acquiring customers from industries with long payment terms like professional services, transportation, manufacturing, and construction. And we'll also be engaging with the investor community, focusing on accredited investors and institutional investors. We first plan to focus on Singapore with a view to expanding to Australia and longer term, the US and UK. And regarding our future roadmap, we'll use these funds to execute our go-to market strategy, launch our 3 products, develop our utility token, and expand to Australia. Our Series A will fund our eventual expansion into the US and European markets. So we are looking to raise $565,000 plus funding for liquidity participation. 9% will go to product development and 9% will be used for legal and regulatory requirements. 41% will be allocated to our go-to market strategy and working capital requirements, respectively. So I'd like to introduce you to the Invopay team. We have Sushil and Ong Kong on the tech team. Rajat's my co-founder from the ZILHive Incubator, and he comes from the finance side with Big Four. I'm Julian. I come with 10 years in corporate and experience running my very own SME. We also partner with OnChain as our custodian and StraightsX as our payment gateway. So we'd like to thank you for listening. And if you'd like to come on our journey to help SMEs grow globally, please do reach out. Thank you.
Thanks, Julian, for sharing with us how Invopay came to be and where their startup stands in the larger scheme of things. If you're as excited as we are to get to know the founders, we only have 2 more startups to introduce before we open up the networking segment. So sit tight as we introduce Green Beans, an upcoming play-to-earn game that empowers users to live sustainably.
Good evening, we are Green Beans, and we are a team with great passion for both blockchain and sustainability, and we will save the planet using NFTs. Why sustainability and NFT? Because despite the massive amount of media coverage about climate change, most countries actually cannot hit their target by 2030, and we might cross the point of no return. We need real change now. NFT gaming is all the hype and is even starting to incentivize real-world actions. Demon's War on Zilliqa made a record sellout in a single day. But the problem of plastic pollution and climate change is very real and urgent. As an activist myself, I experienced firsthand how frustrating and hopeless the problem is, even in a clean country like Singapore. There's an obvious action intention gap here. Despite existing solutions like carbon offset, apps to track and reward sustainable actions, we see no real incentive for mass adoption. Thus, we believe that the crypto gain with a sustainable to earn model can provide the necessary demand and incentives to create real change in both consumers and companies. So enter the game Bintera, which starts in a dystopian Earth-like planet populated by beanoles that are fighting climate disaster. Bintera will launch with our NFT sale of 10,000 origin beanoles in 4 different classes with various traits and legendary beanoles. But is it a fun game? Bintera will feature a player versus environment gameplay with turn-based tactics that allow players to play, earn, and contribute to sustainability. While many games might impede your progression due to weak NFT traits, Bintera promotes high replayability by allowing each beanole to have a combination of class, element, items to enhance its stats over time, so that players can level up their beanoles, use items, and even leverage different terrain to win against their enemy, the beamorphs. You can even breed beanoles that inherit traits and create specialized attributes that fit your style. But Bintera offers more. And while many NFT games out there have no real storyline, our selling point is that the game is designed to be really fun to play and also has a deep and meaningful story with many metaphors related to the environment. For example, legendary beanoles are modeled after real-world endangered animals to bring about greater environmental awareness. So Bintera has real-world impact through our tokenomics, which I'll get to later. And we also want to make a seamless gaming experience using gasless meta-transactions. On top of that, players can also earn reward tokens and game items by completing quests in the game. They can rent out beanoles and get a share of rewards from players who land it from them within their own guild, and this reduces the barrier to entry for new players. And lastly, they can breed beanoles and even craft items and sell it in an in-game marketplace. We will launch a Genesis Particle token as a limited supply token to fund the game and reward players. And on top of that, players can also earn a different Beans token from a third-party apps and reward points for green actions. These points will unlock gameplay and assist the players in Bintera game. Thus, Bintera drives demand and allows us to give incentives for sustainable actions done in the real world to fulfill Greenbean's overall sustainability vision. So in 2022, we'll work on an in-game NFT marketplace and complete the full Bintera game together with our token launch. Beyond that, we will go on to build our own sustainability app and work on building a sustainability ecosystem. This revenue will come from the game via NFT and token sale, royalties, land and accessory sales, and beyond that, through CSR-related services. To date, we have made traction launching NFT giveaway events in collaboration with World Cleanup Day on Zilliqa, and we are also the tech providers for various NFT launches, doing minting contracts and generative art. Thus, we are asking for a seed funding of $300,000 via our token sale to fund the venture, including the game development. Thank you, and we hope you'll join us in the journey to save the world through NFT gaming.
Thank you, Chunhui, for presenting those beautifully illustrated beanoles. With the ongoing climate crisis creating a need for wider environmental awareness and action, we're definitely excited to see where this game goes once it launches. Finally, I'm so excited to introduce to you MustPool, Zilliqa's very own prize-linked savings protocol. If that was slightly difficult to understand, don't worry. Kartik will take you through how this project came to be and the impact that it will potentially have in the DeFi space.
I'm Kartik and I'm leading MustPool. At MustPool, we are building a reward-based savings protocol for cryptocurrencies and tokens, including stablecoins. So let's understand, why are we building it at first place? Savings interest rates are at their lowest globally and are continuously falling, while inflation is on the rise. In these scenarios, people are often attracted towards high-risk, high-yield products, for example, trading or lotteries, where they generally end up losing money. US alone spends around $80 billion annually on lottery tickets. So have you ever played a lottery? Let's take the example of Zil and Lena, who hope to make it big by investing $1 each in a lottery ticket. However, sadly, they both end up losing their dollars to the winner with many others like them. In a typical lottery system, users buy the tickets from an institution and it draws a winner, while the rest lose it all because the winning amount come at the expense of the losers. So what if we could design a system where users do not lose the investment while playing it? Introducing MustPool. It offers price-linked savings as a solution, ensuring that no one loses the deposited principal as the prizes come from the accumulated interest on the pooled funds. Let's see how MustPool works. Here we have Zilliqa and Zilliqa pooling their assets via MustPool, and after a certain time period, MustPool draws a winner. Lena, in this case, she gets the prize money, while all of them get their principal deposit back with some yield on top of it. So how is MustPool able to generate these extra rewards for its users? MustPool actually connects to different staking and lending smart contracts across multiple blockchain platforms to generate interest. And this is what is distributed to the users in the form of price and yield. So I guess this might raise another one. Why can't the users connect directly to these smart contracts? And the answer is yes, they definitely can. However, there are some key issues while interacting with these smart contracts individually instead of pooling. Being an active DeFi user myself, I know it's a constant juggle to actively manage multiple positions in different apps. It is often expensive to compound earnings regularly due to the transaction fees and the regular efforts required. Moreover, there are no chances of earning big rewards. However, with MustPool, users just need to deposit their assets and MustPool takes care of the rest. It does not only auto compound their earnings, but also give them frequent chances to win big prizes. Price-linked savings is an existing concept and has already been tried and tested very successfully in the traditional finance. For instance, premium bonds by the National Savings Agency in the UK or by the neobanks, especially in the last few years. However, there are very few products in the crypto space in contrast. A major one is pooled together on Ethereum, and none is catering to Zilliqa platform or to stable coins except US dollars. Let's talk about the market size. Digital assets locked in different DeFi apps is increasing exponentially and has already crossed $100 billion mark. Price-linked savings is a huge industry globally, including the premium bonds, digital bank offerings, and the DeFi space. We view Zillion as the minimum serviceable market right now in the Zilliqa ecosystem and look towards compound on Ethereum. As a conservative estimate, we aim to capture at least 5 to 8% of the assets locked in Zilliqa staking, making it $100 million in total value locked by the coming year. MustPool follows a fee cut model for its revenue. We charge 0% on auto compounding, while 20% cut on the prize rewards. The diagram shows an example fees collected on a daily basis for a total value locked of $100 million. We are a team of senior software engineers and PhDs in mathematics, providing us the right expertise to innovate on price-linked protocols. We also hold a couple of years of exposure to DeFi and crypto. We are looking for a seed fund of $600,000 to cover us for the next 12 to 15 months. A major chunk would go towards building the core product and novel features like deposit age contribution to winning odds and tradable NFT deposit certificates. We would also use the funds to get our code and contracts reviewed. Here is a roadmap planned for the coming year. We are set to launch the auto compounder for Zilliqa staking in January, and thereafter we have multiple features and integrations planned for the whole year. Thanks a lot for listening, and please feel free to connect with us to know more.
Thank you, Kartik, for that wonderful introduction. With that, we've come to the end of our Demo Day showcase, and I hope that everyone's had a great time. If you wish to find out more, do reach out to the startups via their socials linked down below. Have a great day ahead, and we will see you soon.